Page 26, G over and over. This is similar to the C over and over we had before. There's just two different kinds of fingerings, and we're using G's because at the top of the page they're introducing you to a new landmark note. That's what the book is calling it. I don't consider it a landmark note, but you can if you want to. It's a G. It's the bottom line on bass clef. So we have middle C, and then you have another C. That's a landmark. You go down, you get a G. That's the bottom line. So that pretty much all the notes in the bass clef, for the most part. And so you got pretty much all the way up to C or so. You got a lot of notes in there. And I'm trusting you just know the names of all those notes. Now there's two lines here on over and over, and the difference between them is the fingering. The notes and the rhythm are the same. This is the same as we had before. The first one, you're using third finger on all the notes, and you're crossing the left hand over. And the second one, you're extending them out. So look them over, the treble and bass clef in 4/4 time, and I see the half notes and quarter notes. We're here, down here. 1, 2, and you cross over. See, we did this before, only on C's. Then the second line, we're extending out here, but we're using third finger on this G. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2. Like so. So we're just using different fingerings, that's all. Depends on the music and what it needs at the time as to what fingering you're going to use. But you need to be able to do either one. Let's play this two lines slowly. They give an F there. In my opinion, you should practice it soft and loud. There's a note underneath the second line saying, don't stretch, lift the hand. Different teachers teach different methods. You know, this book and other teachers, they don't want you spreading your hand out any more than you have to. They want you to stay in this position. They want you to go from here to here. I disagree with that very much. I really do. I would prefer you learn what this octave feels like, because you're going to need it. So just reach out. So you can play that second line without looking at the keyboard at all if you needed to. So that's what I would recommend, but the book says, no, don't do that. So if your teacher is telling you something different, just do what your teacher is telling you to do. But I'm just going to play it. They're each repeated, and we're going to go through both of them as though it's one long piece. So I'll give us 4 counts. All that's changing is the fingering is all. So when you finish the first line, you're here. Then go to the second line, you come down with little finger. You have to practice that to keep the beat steady. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 2. Repeat. 2, 2. Second line. 2, 2. Repeat the second line. 2, 2. Off. Now there's a duet at the bottom of this for this. You can play either line or both lines. Now I need 8 measures. So if you play one line, you can repeat it. Or if you play both lines, just play them each one time for the duet. I'll give us 4 counts, but I'm going to speed it up a bit. 1, 2, ready, go.